Namo Bhagavate Vajrasara Pramadana Tathagataya Arhate Samyak Sambuddhaya. One of the things that can get in the way of our progress in having successful meditation is all of the stockpile of negative karma that we're carrying on, and imprints that we're carrying on our mind stream from life to life. One way to have successful meditation and practice, and just to make progress in general in the spiritual path, is to do purification practices. You can possibly do a different purification practice, which is the Vajrasattva purification practice. And this is really extraordinarily beneficial practice that purifies a lot of things. And it's especially good to do that one before you meditate and do other practices, because it purifies the mind. Then you're more able to benefit from the rest of the practices that you do, such as meditation. How wonderful it would be if all sentient beings were free of suffering and its cause. May they be free of suffering and its cause. I myself will free them from suffering and its cause. Please, Guru Deity, grant me blessings to be able to do this. How wonderful it would be if all sentient beings were never separated from the happiness of higher rebirth and liberation. May they never be separated from these. I myself will cause them never to be separated from these. Reverently I prostrate with my body, speech, and mind. I present clouds of every type of offering, actual and imagined. I confess all my negative actions accumulated since beginningless time, and rejoice in the virtuous actions of many ordinary and noble beings. Please, Buddha, remain as our guide, and turn the wheel of Dharma until samsara ends. Through the merit created by myself and others, may the two bodhicittas ripen, and may I attain Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. Sashi Peki Jushin Meito Tramri Rabling Ji Nidegen Padi Sange Mandala Kamyatayami. There are a lot of practices that you should do before you actually start your morning meditation, and right now I'll just mention two of them. It's good to prostrate before you start, and prostrating is a way to lower your pride. And it's just really good to do that before you actually start your meditation. If you have a problem with that, it's not necessary. You can even do it in your mind, because what you're doing is simply paying respect to the Buddha who gave us the teachings, to the teachings themselves, and to all the people that have practiced the teachings before us. And then you would make offerings on the altar. And start with the prayers. Now, generally, the prayers, it's really good to do the refuge prayer. It's good to follow that with bodhicitta prayers, and sometimes they're combined, sometimes they're separate. After that, you would do the four immeasurable prayer, which I think is one of the most beautiful prayers that we do, and really is at the heart of Mahayana Buddhism. Then we do the prayer of the seven limbs. And that's a prayer where later on person might want to stop after every line of that prayer and do a little meditation. And lastly, before we would start the meditation or other practices, we would do mandala offering, and that can be short or long. In the beginning, one simply starts meditating on their breath, just breathing in and out and watching the breath and bringing the mind back to the breath whenever it strays. And this is not really Buddhism. This would really be considered secular meditation, but it is a good beginning point for developing concentration, so that you then move on to meditating. Instead of watching your breath, perhaps you might visualize an image of the Buddha and try to keep your mind on that. So when you've finished your practice, it's really important to dedicate again. A dedication is somewhat similar to motivation, but it's a good thing to finish with, to dedicate the merit and the virtue that you have created. You just by taking the time to do these practices, even if you weren't able to do them entirely purely or with your mind totally focused on them because you need to run off to work and you have 1,000 things you need to do, there's still so much virtue created just by the fact that you took time to do it. And you dedicate that virtue again to becoming a Buddha so that you can benefit all sentient beings. Sangye chodong soki chodam la janchu bardu dagni kyap suchi dagi jinsogi pe sonam ki drola penchu sangye drupasho.